Continuing the email bag theme, I received an email yesterday afternoon from Kevin.
Kevin.
Yes, he asked me, is there a limit as to how long my wife and I can stay on the Coventry Gold Advantage policy? We've heard from a friend that said there is a limit.
Is his friend a licensed agent?
Probably not.
Because they wouldn't have given up. They wouldn't have even said anything like that, right?
No, they probably would not have. So my thought was that maybe the friend was a little confused on some of the different things that could limit you on how long you were on a policy. The first of which being, if you don't pay your Medicare Part B premium, then you'll get kicked off of a Medicare Advantage policy, because Coventry Gold Advantage is one of the many Medicare Advantage policies available to you in Missouri and Illinois.
Like?
Essence, United Healthcare, which is also called Medicare Complete.
Right.
They have the AARP logo. Humana offers one, so does Anthem Blue Cross.
You do a lot with United Healthcare, don't you?
I do. Quite a bit.
And people don't have to join AARP if they don't want to, do they?
They do not have to join AARP if they are selecting the Medicare Advantage policy, but United Healthcare works on both sides of Medicare, also offering a supplemental policy or a Medigap policy. If you select their supplement, then you do have to join AARP. So that is one restriction, or one additional.
But not the Medicare Advantage plan, is that correct?
Exactly. So, but this is actually true of Medicare Advantage and of those supplements that we were just talking about. You have to stay enrolled in Medicare. For most people, that's not difficult, because once you begin to take your Social Security, your Medicare Part B premium is automatically deducted from Social Security. But if you're one of those people that's waiting to take their Social Security for a certain amount of time and you've begun taking your Medicare benefits, then you have to pay the bill that comes in the mail. Actually, Joe mentioned it himself. He received a bill. That one was incorrect, but if you want to be on Medicare, you're going to receive a quarterly bill that reflects what you need to pay. If you don't pay it and you're disenrolled from Medicare Part B, then they will kick you off of any type of supplement you have, because it really only works with Medicare.
So that's one of the ways, which is you
stop paying your premium.
You don't pay, which isn't very smart.
Exactly. Also, if you happen to be on with Gold Advantage, that's a zero premium policy.
Right.
With the supplements or with some of the PPO style policies with Medicare Advantage, you have premiums to pay. If you don't pay your premium, they can kick you off the policy.
Well, that's normal, non-payment premium.
Exactly. The third way that you would be limited in terms of your enrollment in one of these Medicare Advantage policies is if you leave the service area in which they provide benefits.
You move.
Exactly. Or they move. So if you lose...
Right. That's sort of like companies pulling out of
different states or different...
that doesn't happen that often, though, does it?
It doesn't. Actually, Coventry did... We did lose a small section of Missouri with the Coventry Gold Advantage plan last year to some people that are in more rural areas in Missouri. That doesn't mean they won't come back into the area. It just means that for this past year they moved out of that area. What happens is you receive a letter that says, unfortunately, you're no longer in our service area, but what that does give you is a special election, not only into another Medicare Advantage policy, but also into a supplement if you decide to go that direction instead. But those are not things that are limited by the law or limited by just your time on the policy. Those are already set out. Basically, most insurance contracts have those same provisions. You need to pay your premium. You need to follow the rules, which is, in this case, being on Medicare Part B, and you need to be in their service area to maintain the policy.
Well, Aaron, what's nice is that if something does happen in that way, where your provider were to pull out of the service area, like it may have happened in some areas of rural Missouri, as you were saying, when you elect this new plan, you're not subject to evidence of insurability.
No.
It's guarantee issue, isn't it? As long as you enroll on a timely basis, right?
Exactly. If you enroll on a timely basis, it's guarantee issue. It's also guarantee renewable. All of these policies are guarantee renewable as long as you pay the premium. The other thing that Kevin's friend may have been confused about is open enrollment. So all of these contracts are year-long contracts on the Medicare Advantage side. Every year during open enrollment, you have the choice to make a change. So you can say between October 15th and December 7th that you'd like to look at the other Medicare Advantage options available to you, and then you are able to change annually. That's the contract year. That's not the limitation on if you say, I love this policy that I'm on, I want to stay on it. You just let your policy renew. You don't even have to do anything, and it automatically renews.
Well, I was thinking that maybe some of the reasons that you might consider looking at a different plan, especially if you're in a zero premium plan, which I believe most of our clients that you've helped them get into, whether it's United or Essence or whoever it might be, is if they change their physicians, or if their physicians were out of the plan, or maybe even prescription drug changes.
That could be. Also, there are benefit changes that might make one plan more desirable over another. For example, United Healthcare added a prescription drug deductible to their Medicare Advantage plans. It's not every prescription is subject to it because Tier 1 prescriptions are exempt from this prescription drug deductible, but...
Is that generics?
That is generics. But if you're on Tier 2 through 5 prescriptions, you might say maybe another policy makes my prescriptions more affordable for me, and that's math that I do in my office, and many other agents are able to do it as well, because you want to be careful that just because something has a deductible doesn't necessarily mean it's less cost effective for you. So you really want someone to do the math, because if you have certain maintenance drugs and you're willing to commit to the premise that, okay, I'm going to fill them the same way I've been filling them, someone can give you a very clear picture on what it would cost every month for you with or without a deductible on any of the policies.
And that's really important because this isn't a mystery maybe, but you do receive a renewal for each of the clients that renew after the first year of coverage. So I know that you send out an email to folks saying, hey, tell me the difference. Has something changed in your life? Have your doctor changed? Have your physician changed? Have the medication changed? So that you can test those plans.
Yes.
And we're getting paid.
Yes, we're paid every single year if you renew on the same policy or if you make a switch. So we're happy to make sure that that your coverage reflects your current healthcare needs.
Right. So use your agent.
Yes.
At the same time, if you haven't used an agent in the past,